Sometimes we wait for something special to feel happiness. A holiday, a big event, a new experience. But life is not made only of these big moments. Most of our days are simple, ordinary. That is why it is important to learn how to see beauty in these moments. When I walk through my garden in the early morning, I often stop to look at a single flower. It is small and quiet. Maybe nobody else will notice it. But when I really see it, it is enough. It opens, not loudly, but gently. It shows its colors to the sky without asking for attention. This kind of beauty is not loud or bright. It is quiet and deep. Many people say their days feel the same. They go to work, cook meals, wash dishes, and sleep, over and over again. But what happens if we begin to notice what is already around us? The way the light shines through the window, the warm smell of tea, the soft feeling of a favorite sweater. These things are not big, but they are full of life. Our eyes become used to the things we see every day. We forget to look. But beauty is not gone. It is waiting for us to notice it again, like a friend who stays silent, hoping we will turn and smile. We don't need to change our life to find beauty. We only need to open our eyes, truly open. Even waiting in line at a store can become a moment of peace, if we stop and feel the air around us. Even a slow walk to the mailbox can be a gift, if we feel the ground beneath our feet. Some people think beauty only lives in nature or art, but it also lives in your kitchen, your street, your breath. Ordinary moments are not empty. They are full of quiet treasure. So today, do not wait for something special. Just look at what is already here. There is beauty even now. Every day, the world asks us to move faster. More things to do. More messages to answer. More goals to reach. But in all this noise, we often forget something simple and powerful: stillness. Stillness is not just the absence of sound or activity. It is a quiet space inside us. It is the moment when we are not chasing anything, not escaping anything. We are simply here. Many people feel that being still means wasting time. But stillness is not laziness. It is not doing nothing. It is doing something very deep. We are letting the world slow down for a while. We are giving ourselves a chance to feel life as it is. In my younger years, I spent time in the mountains. There, I would sit beside a river for hours. The river never rushed. It flowed at its own pace. In that quiet place, I noticed many things. A bird landing on a branch. A leaf falling slowly. My own heartbeat. These things were always there, but I only noticed them when I stopped. In a busy life, we often forget how to stop. Even when we are not working, our minds keep running. We think about yesterday. We plan for tomorrow. But we miss today. Stillness brings us back to now. It helps us return to the place where life is really happening. Not in the past, not in the future, but right here. Sometimes you do not need a special place to be still. Just a moment, sitting quietly before breakfast, closing your eyes before getting out of your car, watching the sky before you sleep. These moments may be small, but they open a door. Behind that door is peace. Stillness helps us remember who we are without all the noise. It shows us that we do not need to hurry to be complete. We do not need to achieve something to be worthy. We are already enough as we are. So when the world becomes too loud, too fast, too much, pause, even just for a moment. Let the stillness touch you. Let it remind you that peace is always near. Not far away, but already within you. Every day we wake up and enter a world that looks the same as yesterday. The same house, the same people, the same streets. It is easy to think we already know what today will bring. But when we believe that, we stop seeing clearly. Imagine a child seeing snow for the first time. Their eyes are wide. Their face lights up. They touch it, taste it, feel wonder. For them, snow is not normal. It is magic. But for many adults, snow is just cold, or a reason to shovel the driveway. What changed? Not the snow, only the way we see. When we look at something with fresh eyes, we allow it to surprise us. We open ourselves to wonder again. And wonder brings joy, even in the most ordinary things. There is a story of an old man who walked the same path every morning. One day, someone asked him, "Don't you get bored seeing the same trees every day?" He smiled and said, "These trees are never the same. The light changes, the wind changes, and I too change. This is the secret. The world is always moving, always new. If we slow down and look closely, we will see it. Even the people around us can appear new. The face of a friend, a partner, a neighbor, we think we know them. But when we truly look, with care, we may notice something we missed. A quiet kindness in their eyes, a new line on their face, a sadness they carry gently, or a joy they try to share. Seeing with fresh eyes does not mean we forget the past. It means we stop letting the past blind us to the present. We give today a chance to show itself as it really is, not as we expect it to be. Try this. When you wake up tomorrow, look around as if you've never seen your room before. Listen to the sounds of your morning as if they are new music. Taste your breakfast like a traveler tasting a local dish. Let yourself be surprised. When we see with fresh eyes, life becomes richer. Not because it changed, but because we did. One evening, I sat by the window and listened to the rain. No music was playing. No one was speaking. Just the soft, steady sound of water touching the earth. It was gentle, like a whisper from the sky. In that moment, I felt calm, as if the rain was speaking to me without words. Rain is not just weather. It is part of life's quiet language. It does not rush. It does not demand. It simply falls, drop by drop, touching everything with care. When we take the time to listen, we begin to hear more than just water. We hear life itself, moving gently all around us. Sometimes we think that wisdom only comes from books or teachers, but the world is always teaching us, if we are willing to listen. The sound of rain, the wind through the trees, the rustle of leaves, all of these are voices. They do not shout, they whisper. And to hear a whisper, we must be still. There is a beauty in sounds that many people miss. Not the loud, exciting ones, but the soft ones. A bird singing far away, a kettle boiling, the creak of the floor as someone walks by. These small sounds tell us, you are alive, you are here. We often fill our lives with noise, phones, cars, talking, screens. But too much noise can make us forget how rich silence can be. Not empty silence, but full silence. Silence where the world is still speaking, just more softly. In temples, we often clean in silence. We sweep the floor or wash the windows without speaking. Not because words are bad, but because quiet helps us notice. When we are quiet, even the smallest sound feels alive. A single raindrop becomes a gift. Next time it rains, try not to run away from it. Sit for a while. Listen. Let the sound fall into you, like water into a calm pond. You may find that the rain is not outside you, but also within. It is part of you, part of everything. The world is always speaking in soft ways. The rain reminds us that we don't need loud moments to feel deeply. We just need to listen, with gentle attention and an open heart. Every day we try to do things well. We try to be good workers, good parents, good friends. We want things to go smoothly. We want to make no mistakes. But life is not perfect, and neither are we. In Japan, there is an old art called kintsugi. When a bowl breaks, it is not thrown away. Instead, it is repaired with gold. The cracks are not hidden. They are made beautiful. The bowl becomes more precious because of its broken places. This teaches us something important. Our flaws and mistakes are not something to be ashamed of. They are part of our story. In daily life, things often go wrong. We burn the toast. We forget an appointment. We say something we wish we hadn't. These moments can feel small, but they can hurt. We might think, I failed again. But maybe we can think differently. Maybe we can say, this is part of being human. I once visited a temple where the floorboards creaked loudly. The monks never tried to fix it. They said the sound was a reminder that the building was alive. Not perfect, but real. In the same way, our lives creak sometimes, and that's okay. We live in a world that often tells us to be perfect, to look perfect, to never make mistakes. But this kind of thinking brings stress. It makes us afraid to try, afraid to be ourselves. Real beauty is not in perfect lines or smooth surfaces. It is in the marks left by time and effort. The stain on a wooden table, the wrinkle near a smiling eye, the handmade dish with a slightly uneven shape. These things carry the warmth of life. When we accept imperfection, we also become kinder, to ourselves and to others. We stop judging so quickly. We learn to laugh at our small mistakes. We begin to see that everyone is walking their own path, with both joy and struggle. Try looking around your home. Notice the chipped cup you still use, the old sweater you love. These things are not perfect, but they are full of memory and comfort. So are you. You do not need to be flawless to be complete. You are already enough, with all your cracks and colors. Just like a bowl repaired with gold, your life shines through its imperfections. Many people search for meaning in grand things, a special ceremony, a faraway journey, or a great achievement. But meaning does not only live in big events. Often it is hidden in the small things we do every day. I remember watching an old monk sweep the temple grounds each morning. He moved slowly, but with care. To him, sweeping was not just cleaning. It was a way of showing respect to the place, to the moment, and to life itself. He once said, "When I sweep the ground, I also sweep my heart." Simple acts, done with attention, become sacred. Boiling water for tea, folding a shirt, opening a window to let in fresh air. These are not special tasks, but when we give them our full presence, they begin to glow. They remind us that we are alive and connected to the world around us. In our modern lives, we often rush through these moments. We think, this is just a chore, or let me finish this quickly so I can do something more important. But what if these moments are the important ones? When we slow down and truly do one thing at a time, the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Washing a dish becomes a chance to feel warm water on your hands. Setting the table becomes a quiet way to prepare for togetherness. Even tying your shoes becomes a small ceremony of care. Nothing needs to be perfect to be sacred. It only needs your presence. I once met a woman who said she hated doing laundry, but when she began folding each piece with a little smile, thinking of the people who would wear those clothes, she said it no longer felt like a burden. It became a gift. The sacred is not far away. It is not only found in temples or deep forests. It is also in your kitchen, your hallway, your quiet morning routine. It is in the way you treat your belongings, your tasks, your time. Try to notice one simple act today. Do it slowly. Do it with care. Let it be enough. You may find that what seemed small was, in truth, something deep and full of life. The sacredness of life is not hidden. It is right in front of you, in every simple act you choose to honor. In this world, there is a lot of talking. We speak, we write, we post, we send messages. Everywhere we go there are voices, music, sounds. It is easy to feel that silence is something empty, something missing. But silence is not a lack. It is a presence, a deep one. When I was young, I spent time in a small temple in the mountains. The mornings were quiet, except for the sound of birds and wind through the trees. At first, the silence felt strange. I didn't know what to do with it. But slowly, I began to understand. In that silence, I could hear things I never noticed before. My own thoughts, my own breath, even my own feelings. Silence helps us listen, not only to others, but also to ourselves. When someone speaks, we often wait for our turn to talk. We think of what to say next, instead of really hearing the other person. But in silence, we learn patience. We learn to receive words, not just respond to them. We begin to feel what the other person truly means, not only what they say. There is also a kind of silence between words. When a friend tells you something difficult, and you don't know what to say, sitting in silence with them can be more comforting than any advice. That quiet space says, "I am here with you." No words are needed. In temples, we sometimes sit together without speaking for hours. You might think that is lonely, but it's not. It's peaceful. We share something without using our voices. We share the present moment. Even in daily life, you can find moments of silence. When you walk alone, when you close your eyes for a few seconds, when you stop before replying. These are small pauses, but they open doors. Doors to deeper understanding, deeper connection. Silence is not just the space between sounds. It is the space where real listening begins. It teaches us to slow down, to open our hearts, and to welcome each moment as it is. So the next time you are surrounded by noise, or even when you are speaking, remember the power of silence. It may say more than words ever can. Time moves quietly. It does not rush, even if we do. It flows like a small stream, always forward, always gentle. But many of us try to race against it. We say, "I don't have enough time," or "Time is running out." We treat time like an enemy, but what if we treated it like a friend? I often think of the way the sun moves across the sky. It rises without hurry. It shines, warms, fades, and finally sets. It never forces anything. It simply follows its path. And every day, the world changes with it, softly, naturally. In the same way, our lives follow a quiet rhythm. Childhood, youth, age, all move like the seasons. We cannot hold on to spring, no matter how beautiful it is. And that's okay. Each moment has its own beauty. In Japan, the cherry blossoms bloom only for a short time. People gather under the trees, not to cry because the flowers will fall, but to celebrate their brief life. Their beauty comes not in spite of their short time, but because of it. When we accept the flow of time, we begin to live more gently. We stop trying to control everything. We stop fighting the passing days. We learn to walk with time, not ahead of it or behind it. This doesn't mean we must always move slowly. It means we don't need to rush the heart. We don't need to chase every minute. Life is not a race. It is a path. Some people fear getting older. They see wrinkles and grey hair as signs of decline. But in truth, they are signs of a journey. Like lines in a stone, carved by wind and water, they show the life you have lived. They hold memory, wisdom, and quiet strength. Even waiting is part of time's gift. Waiting in line, waiting for water to boil, waiting for someone to return. These are not lost minutes. They are soft places where you can rest, breathe, and simply be. So today, let time be your companion. Let it walk beside you. Trust its rhythm. And know that in every passing moment, life is unfolding just as it should. There is a saying, "Yesterday is gone. Tomorrow is not yet here. All we have is today." Many people understand this with their minds, but not always with their hearts. We often live in the past, thinking about what went wrong, or in the future, worrying about what might happen. But the only moment we truly live in is the present. The present is quiet. It does not call out to us. It waits, like a small cup filled with clear water. If we are too busy thinking about what was or what might be, we miss the chance to drink from it. Every morning when I wake up, I take a moment to simply sit. I do not check the time or make plans. I just feel the air, listen to the soft sounds of the world waking up. That moment is my reminder. This day is new. This moment is fresh. It is a gift. We often say we spend time as if it is money, but time is not something to use up. It is something to honor. When we respect the present moment, we show gratitude for being alive. Even the smallest moment holds meaning if we give it our full attention. Think of a cup of tea. If you drink it while thinking about your to-do list, it becomes just a drink. But if you really taste it, feel the warmth, notice the smell, enjoy the quiet, that same cup becomes a small celebration. Nothing changed except your presence. Sometimes people wait for a perfect moment to be happy. But the present is never perfect. It is always a little messy, a little noisy, a little uncertain. That's what makes it real. That's what makes it beautiful. The present does not ask you to be anything special. It only asks you to be here, to notice, to feel, to accept. Try giving this moment your full attention, even just for 1 minute. Look at your hands. Listen to the sound around you. Breathe gently. Remind yourself, this is the only moment I truly have, and that is enough. Respecting the present is not difficult. It only takes a little willingness to pause. And when we do, we may find that the gift we were looking for has been here all along. Sometimes we forget something very simple. We are always breathing. From the moment we are born until the moment we leave this world, breath is with us. It comes and goes quietly, like the waves of the sea. Yet many of us go through life without noticing it. Breathing is not just something our bodies do. It is also a doorway, a way to return to the present moment again and again. I remember watching an old man sit quietly on a bench. He was not doing anything, just sitting, hands on his knees, eyes soft. Someone asked him, "What are you thinking about?" He smiled and said, "I'm just breathing." At that moment, I understood something important. He was not waiting. He was not planning. He was fully alive, just as he was. When we notice our breath, we are not escaping life. We are entering it. The gentle rise and fall in our chest, the feeling of air touching our nose, the steady rhythm, it reminds us that we are here, now. In daily life, we are pulled in many directions. Messages, tasks, worries. Our minds jump from one thing to another. But the breath stays with us. It asks nothing. It simply invites us to come home. Try it right now. Take a slow breath in. Then let it go. Not to fix anything. Not to change anything. Just to feel. Just to be. Even in the middle of noise or stress, one calm breath can give us space. A moment of peace. A quiet return. In traditional Japanese culture, there is a deep respect for pauses. A bow is not rushed. A conversation often includes silence. These pauses are not empty. They are full. And breath is the quiet pause inside us. When you feel lost or overwhelmed, you don't need to go anywhere. You don't need special words. Just return to your breath. It is always there. A quiet friend, a steady guide. Breathing in the moment is not about control. It is about allowing life to be as it is. With each breath we say, I am here, I am alive, and this moment is enough. Gratitude is not only something we feel, it is also a way we see the world. When we look through the eyes of gratitude, even ordinary things become treasures. A warm drink, a kind word, a quiet evening. These are not small things. They are gifts. But sometimes we forget. We focus on what we don't have, what went wrong, what we wish was different. In those moments, life can feel heavy. We may think we are unlucky or missing something important. Yet when we pause and really look, we may find that we are already surrounded by quiet blessings. I once stayed with a farmer in a small village. He woke before the sun and worked until evening. His life was simple and his hands were rough. But each night before dinner, he would close his eyes and say, "Thank you for this day." Not because the day was easy, but because it was his to live. That small moment taught me more than any book. Gratitude does not mean pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing to notice what is good, even when life is difficult. It is not about ignoring pain, but about not letting pain close our eyes to beauty. Even in a single moment, we can find many things to be thankful for. The sound of someone's laughter, the warmth of sunlight through a window, the feeling of soft socks on tired feet. These are quiet joys, often unnoticed, but always there. When we make gratitude a habit, our hearts become softer. We stop comparing, we stop chasing, we begin to see what we already have. You don't need to write a long list. Just notice one thing each day. Say, thank you, even if only in your heart. Thank the water when you drink. Thank the food when you eat. Thank your body when you rest. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. It opens the eyes. It lightens the spirit. It brings us back to the present, where life is always unfolding. So today, let gratitude guide your vision. Not because everything is perfect, but because even in its imperfection, life offers something beautiful. As we come to the end of this quiet journey together, I invite you to take a moment, just one small pause, to reflect. We have walked through simple moments. We have looked at flowers, listened to rain, noticed our breath. None of these things were far away. They were always near, just waiting to be seen, to be felt, to be honored. Life does not need to be loud to be meaningful. It does not need to be perfect to be beautiful. Often, the deepest peace comes in the most gentle ways, in a shared smile, in a soft silence, in the feeling of being present with what is. Each day is a chance to return, not to the past, not to who we think we must become, but to the quiet truth that we are already here, and that in itself is enough. If you have listened to these words, even just one part, I thank you. Your time, your presence, your openness, it means more than I can say. In this fast world, taking time to simply listen is an act of care. To those who have supported this channel by liking, subscribing, leaving a kind comment, or sending a super thanks, please know that I receive each gesture with deep appreciation. These acts may seem small, but to me, they are deeply felt. They allow this space to continue, and they remind me that quiet words still have a place in this world. I am grateful we could meet here, across distance, across time, joined by a simple wish to live more gently, to see more clearly, and to honor the life that is already within and around us. If these reflections have brought you a little calm, or helped you see your own day in a softer light. I am glad, truly glad. May your path ahead be kind. May your eyes stay open to beauty. And may you always remember, this moment, just as it is, holds everything you need. Thank you for walking with me, for listening, and for being here.